YouTube and Snapchat and fuckers, welcome back to another installment of the Friday Wrap-Up. Well, we got a hell of a show today. So, before we get kicked off, I'd like to tip my hat to today's libation. Today I'm going a little, going back to some classics. Went back to Austin, Texas, and I got to tip my hat to the good people at Tito's Vodka, which, I recently discovered something about Tito's. Fun fact. Tito's is technically not a vodka. See, it's a gluten-free vodka, right? Well, typically, in order for vodka to be gluten-free, it has to be made from something other than grain, like potato vodka, right? Potato vodka from Russia, from Poland. That's technically gluten-free. But you see, Tito's isn't made from potatoes. So it begs the question, how the hell is it gluten-free? Well, very simple. I read the label. Okay. It turns out Tito's is distilled from corn. It's a corn liquor, so technically it's not a vodka. It's actually moonshine. So Tito's is technically Texas moonshine. Either way, it tastes fucking good. So I can't complain. It goes down nice and smooth. It's America's favorite vodka right now. So in my Friday wrap-up cup, I got a lot of Tito's and a little bit of club soda. So, azalud, to drink up and be somebody. Oh, that's delightful. I used a little blueberry club soda so to give it a little nice little, little fruity vibe to it. Well, today is also it's officially National Cheesesteak Day. So to commemorate this delightful holiday, because God knows cheesesteaks are one of my favorite food groups, I'm wearing my official cheesesteak jersey from the Lehigh Valley Cheesesteak minor league baseball team, and my official cheesesteak baseball cap. As you can see, it had a little cheesesteak on it. You see that? Isn't that nice? I don't think you can get these anymore, kids. This is limited edition swag. So, we made it to the end of another week. And Joe Biden is still pretending to be president. So, we're all still fucked. Gas prices are going up. Taxes are going up. Everything's going up. And you know what's decreasing? Your fucking income. That's right. So, did you see that disaster that they called a fucking press conference yesterday? I mean, listen, we're used to press conferences when we had a real president like Trump. They were cantankerous, they were contentious, but Trump never fucking dallied on him. I mean, he went in there, no script, no nothing. He took fucking questions left, right, and center. Okay? So he would take questions from the conservative media, the one fucking conservative news channel, Fox. Also, I'm sorry, but there's one news owned, they're a conservative channel. But mostly it was all liberal media, right? But he never cherry-picked questions, and he never fucking had scripted answers. Well, I wish I could say the same about Joe Biden, but then again, we also wish he could say he legitimately won an election, right? So, it was a fucking disaster. This guy spent a week and a half preparing for this one press conference, okay? It's the first one he's done in over 50 fucking days, which is unprecedented for a U.S. president. So he cherry-picked, well, not him, but I guess his staff, his administration, they cherry-picked which reporters could submit preemptive questions so that they could script answers for Biden. Biden walked in with a fucking notebook, okay? A notebook, right? There was a room full of press people. He handpicked 10. He was calling them out by name, okay? So out of the room full of reporters, 10 of them were allowed to ask questions which they had originally submitted, and he had scripted answers for. It was a fucking disaster. Okay, it was an absolute disaster. Not once did they ask him about COVID, right? He did talk about how, he's managed to get 100 million people vaccinated before the first 100 days of his presidency. And he likes to take credit for that. But the fact remains, it was the Trump administration that facilitated that, because we were up to almost 90 million, actually over 90 million. We were close to 100 million before Trump left office. So, it's not like he did anything. All he did was just didn't fuck around too much with what the Trump administration laid out prior to. But, they must have said to Biden, look, dude, whenever you get into trouble, just blame Trump. Because, He blamed him for the border crisis. He blamed him for something about the Trump tax cuts, which were completely bullshit. Basically, Joe Biden just lied to the American public, but because he smiles when he says it and uses, colloquialisms like, hey, folks, people just seem to eat it up. Plus, he's got the liberal media kind of, bolstering him up. So it was just a fucking disaster. Listen, I've always said this. Anytime someone starts a sentence with, here's the deal, bend over and get ready to be fucked hard, okay, without lubrication. And he starts almost every goddamn sentence that way. As a matter of fact, anytime he got, lost in his notes, or it wasn't, the question must have deviated a bit, and he didn't have an actual scripted answer, he would just stop talking. He would get, he would trip over his words, he would stop talking. He was basically reading out of a book. So, my point is, this was just a fucking disaster. And, when in doubt, they still blame Donald Trump. For what, I don't know. Okay, because as far as me and 75 million other people are concerned, he was the best president and probably should still be president. But that's a conversation for another day. So, to that, here you go, Joseph Robinette Biden. Azalud. This fucking guy should start drinking himself. He's a goddamn moron. Anyway, so, next up. Nostrilgate. The Cuomo saga continues. I gotta fix this. This is crooked here. There we go. All right, so we made it through an entire week without Andrew Cuomo sexually harassing another woman. I mean, that's pretty. He should pat himself on the back. That's pretty big news right there. But we're not out of the woods yet because a new kind of fucking scandal has emerged. Apparently, Governor Nostrils was giving preferential treatment for testing, COVID testing, to his immediate family members and certain constituents that are close to him prior to tests being rolled out to, Long Islanders and New Yorkers and things of that nature. So he sent an actual testing person or whatever, medical professional, all the way to his brother Fredo's house in the fucking Hamptons. Okay, that little fruit when he got the COVID. So yeah, this is becoming a new thing, a new scandal. It's complete abuse of power. Now listen, on a human level, it's not what you know, it's who you know in life. So if I was the governor of New York, and my close family and friends needed something like a COVID test or whatever, yeah, I'd probably do them a solid too. So I can't fault the guy for that, but at the same time, he's throwing fucking shade at everybody else for doing. He threw shade at Trump. Well, he insinuated that the Trump family had preferential treatment when it came to testing. He also insinuated that other Republicans did the same thing, when in fact he was fucking doing it. So it's this is like the Democratic mantra, blame others for the shit that you do. So it's a complete abuse of power. It's in violation of the gubernatorial oath in New York, which I do happen to know for some reason, because I did give some thought to running for governor at one point, I think when I was in high school. I was always an ambitious person. So, that's your Nostrilgate update. Your Corona update. Well, nothing new. I mean, they're expecting a fourth wave of the Wu flu, so brace yourselves, it's coming. I don't know what happened to, the second and third one, but apparently the fourth one is supposed to be worse than all of those. So, they said, don't stop social distancing, don't stop with the 19 fucking masks. That's all important shit right there. So, they're still cautioning that we were in real danger. And, just as an aside, there's been a spike, and I mentioned this, I think, last week, in Asian violence. Okay? So this is big now. Listen, people are getting fed up with the Chinese because they created the coronavirus. But, it's not the Chinese Americans that created it. So this is like a little bit of a PSA, okay? So don't be fucking, you see a poor Chinese person walking down the street, don't hit him in the head with a fucking bat. Leave them alone, okay? It's the Chinese over in China. And it's not the people of China. It's the Communist Party of China. The fucking scientists, the officials, whatever. They created this. And then they fucking released it into the world for their own nefarious needs. So, don't stop beating up on the local Chinese people. Leave them alone, okay? Let them play with their fucking egg rolls and their dumplings and all that other bullshit, okay? Like I said, they're still saying we're in danger. Meanwhile, the corona cases are dropping steadily. It has nothing to do with the vaccine. I got news for you. It really doesn't. Not even a third of the world is vaccinated yet. Okay? The reason why the cases are fucking dropping is because we hit herd immunity already. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. Although Dr. Fauci will disagree. But then again, this is also the same fucking guy that said, you don't have to wear a mask. Wear a mask. Now wear 9 masks. Put a diaper over your head. Go fucking hide. Don't lick anybody. Don't talk to your family. Shit like that. He's a moron. So, they're still going to force everyone to get vaccinated. So they don't want to say that there's herd immunity. And it's already happening now. Like certain universities are requiring that any returning students be vaccinated before they come back to school. In New York, they have, I told you, they have that little Empire Pass that you could scan, put on your phone type of shit. And you can't get into sporting events or, like theater events or anything like that unless you're vaccinated or have, a negative COVID test within 72 hours. They're going to abolish that too and leave it to vaccinations. And pretty soon, I'm sure legislation is going to be passed at the federal level where you will not be able to travel by plane, train, or any other fucking method unless you're driving yourself, unless you're vaccinated. So they're going to force people to get vaccinated. Look, if you want to get vaccinated, if that's your fucking that's your prerogative, if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. I've heard too many things. I've heard too many people getting violently sick from the first vaccination, the second vaccination. I've heard people dying even after getting the second vaccination. So, I could go into all kinds of detail, but this will be a 9-hour show. We don't have time for that type of shit. So, like I said, do this at your own risk. I mean, but be careful. I personally, I'm glad we got a vaccine. It's nice. If you want to take it, great, good for you. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of vaccines, shit like that. I mean, the flu vaccine I think is useless. So I don't know about this. I'm not, maybe there's something fucking wrong with me. I don't know. I'm not overly dramatically concerned about getting the Wu flu. If I get it, I get it. It sucks. You deal with it for a couple of months. Couple of weeks. There might be some after effects and shit like that. But it is what it is. I've survived worse. So I'm not overly worried about it. It's just, maybe that's just me. People go, oh my God, that's wrong with you. It's wrong. It's selfish. Go fuck yourselves. Like I said, I'm not overly worried about it. So, I could get the vaccine tomorrow if I really wanted it. Yeah, I know people. But I'm not interested. So, until I get forced to, which even then I may not. But, I'll jump that hurdle when I get to it. So, after a year, people can finally visit their loved ones in a nursing home. I mean, if you have any relatives left in the nursing home after the Cuomo administration wiped out 15,000 of them. So that's nice, I guess. I'm sure there's, 9,000 different criteria for that. You got to be vaccinated. You got to have a butt plug. You got to wear a fucking diaper over your head. Spin around 5 times. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know anybody in a nursing home, so, yeah. Mayor Muppet Hands. Haven't mentioned this fuckstick in a while. Well, Mayor Muppet Hands says that he plans on opening up Broadway in the theater district in New York City by September. Can I ask a question? But what the fuck have they been doing all this time? I know you got to figure out some, logistics. How to protect the stage crew, the the cast, how many people you let into a show, blah, 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 testing, take the temperature. Plus, listen, it's going to be hard to social distance in some of these places. Some of these fucking theaters are small. Remember something, these things are built at like the turn of the century. Like you go to a packed show on Broadway, I mean, you're fucking sitting shoulder to shoulder. So, like, what do they do? Every other row? Every other seat? Even, like, the streets where some of these theaters are, they get tight. So, like, I don't know how the fuck they're going to do this, but they're going to figure this all out by September. After the summer tourism season is gone. That's nice. So you might be able to see the fucking Rockettes if we haven't decided that Christmas is racist yet. Because, I mean, let's face it. Fucking Santa Claus is white. All the elves are white, right? And they're midgets on top of it. So it could be like, proprietary midget enslavement. Who the fuck knows? My God. Even Frosty the Snowman is white. You got to use dirty snow next time you make another fucking snowman. So, you're racially equal. So... I mean, really, this world is just fucking falling apart every day. All right, kids. Get your tickets out. Get ready. Put your shoes on. Get your coat on. We're ready to take that magical train ride into fucking nuttiness. Oh, board! Woo-hoo! Crazy trains leaving the station. Here we go. First stop, Donald Trump, Mar-a-Lago. So the Donald Trump announced, I should say, President Donald Trump announced that within the next 2 to 3 months, he's going to be launching his own social media platform. My nipples got hard when I heard this. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait because this is going to be fun. I mean, could you imagine a Trump social network? Oh, I realized ever since they knocked him off of Twitter, I don't go on Twitter really anymore because there's no point. I mean, I missed the fucking Trump tweets every day. They made me feel good. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's 75 million other people feel the same fucking way. So, so there's some news. Next stop, Colorado. Unless you just landed on planet Earth, I'm sure you know what I'm about to say. The supermarket shooter. Okay, some fuckstick takes an assault rifle. Okay, I think it was an AR-15. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. Goes into a local supermarket in Colorado and just decides to go shooting. Okay, first of all, he was in his underwear. So, you see a fat little hairy man walking into a supermarket in his drawers holding an AR-15. Nobody seems concerned by this until he opens fire. Okay? And the reason I say he was in his underwear, because when they took him out, he was in his underwear. So what did he do? Take his clothes off while he was shooting? He got hot? Anyhow. So, this guy goes in, he starts shooting, he killed, I think, about 10 people, cop. I mean, terrible thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of this. Here's the part that's crazy. So as soon as this fucking happened, every goddamn liberal fucking news outlet out there right away started screaming racism. Oh, this is a racist attack. It was a white man. He was probably a Trump supporter, and he started shooting everybody in Colorado. Now, here's a fun fact. Okay, Colorado is a very liberal state. Huge. The gun laws in fucking Colorado, and you would think this is Colorado, probably easy to get a firearm, right? Wrong. Okay? The fucking gun laws in Colorado are tighter than they are in New York. I can get a fucking carry permit in New York faster than I can get one in Colorado. I can get one in Jersey faster than I can get one in Colorado. Okay? In Jersey and New York are fucking... They're tight as a goddamn widow's ass when it comes to this shit. Okay, it's almost impossible to get a carry permit over here, let alone buying assault rifles and shit like that. But Colorado's worse. So this guy buys legally he purchased a fucking assault rifle. At least I think it was legally, and decided to go fucking blasting. So now. Of course, the liberal media right away starts screaming racism. This is a racist attack. Look, white people do this. And these are white media people that are saying this, by the way. So just work with me. So not long after that, it comes out that the guy wasn't white. They called him a Republican. They said he was probably a Trump supporter. Turns out he was none of those things. As a matter of fact, he was a Trump hater. Also, he hates America. His name is Ahmad Alisa. I believe originally from Syria. He's a Muslim fella who hates white people, who hates Donald Trump, who hates America, and he decided to take his clothes off and shoot everybody in a fucking supermarket with an AR-15. So, never let a good crisis go to waste. So as soon as the goddamn media heard this, instead of apologizing and saying, listen, we were wrong. Sorry, wasn't racist. Sorry, white people. It turns out that they blamed the gun. Not the fucking crazy Muslim that's shooting people. They blamed the gun. Okay? Here's a little news flash for you kids. Okay? Guns don't shoot people. Crazy motherfuckers carrying guns shoot people. Okay? So now this sparks the whole fucking, gun laws. Revocation of the Second Amendment and all that other shit. Now look. I am a firm believer in the Second Amendment. I personally do not think they should make it difficult at all for law-abiding citizens, notice the key phrase I used there, law-abiding citizens, to obtain a firearm legally and be able to carry it legally. That's every American's God-given right. Okay? And I'm going to do one better. If they made it easier and they didn't vilify people for trying to obtain a pistol permit for personal protection, okay, you wouldn't see too many of these fucking massacres. Okay, people think I'm nuts. Anytime I go to the supermarket, I'm carrying. Okay? Yeah, I said it. I'll say it. I don't care. Anytime I go to the supermarket, I'm packing. Why? Because you never fucking know. All these crazy motherfuckers go to the supermarket first. I lived out east in the eastern part of Long Island, which you would think is a nice area, right? No. And the supermarket that I used to go to, it turns out somebody got stabbed in the parking lot for their fucking groceries. I'm like, what? And at that point, it was like right around Christmas time. Right then and there, at that point, anytime I went to the supermarket, I was packing. Now, you can't tell when I'm carrying because I know how to carry a fucking gun. Sorry, I grew up in Brooklyn. It comes with the territory. But I can guarantee you that if I was in the supermarket and some fuckstick started shooting, I'd pop him in the head. I wouldn't hesitate. Got no problem shooting somebody. Trust me. Okay? So, especially if you make me fear for my life. You make me fear for my life, which there ain't much that does that. You make me a very dangerous person. So my point being is this. Now this guy apparently, let's say he obtained this weapon legally. Okay. Now there's that debate: do people really need assault rifles or automatic rifles? To me, it's a personal preference. I've always questioned that myself. I've always said, to myself, what the fuck does someone need an AR-15 for? What are you doing with this thing? You can't hunt with it. It's not like you can carry it for personal protection. Okay, so what the fuck are you doing? Some people feel better having it for home protection or whatever, but I said, unless you're fucking facing down an army, there's really no... I'm more of a shotgun rifle kind of guy, I could take any lever action rifle and turn it into a semi-automatic weapon. It's not that difficult, but some people like the big magazine, the whole 9 yards. And it wasn't up until all the fucking riots and all the bullshit that happened last summer where I started to say to myself, maybe an assault rifle isn't a bad addition. Now, again, that's a personal preference, okay? Now, when you go buy a gun, they do a background check. What they should also do, I have no problem with, is doing a psychological test, maybe checking your social media, things like that. I don't know. Do a little bit more of a thorough investigation. This guy on social media is just, rampant, just saying how much he hates America, wants to kill people, blah, 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 blah. Right? They didn't do much of a background check. They gave him an AR-15, assuming he purchased it legally. Because I got news for you. It ain't that hard to get a gun illegally. It's actually easier for me to get a firearm, and I can get any goddamn firearm I want illegally, than it is for me to get one legitimately. And you know something? It's actually costs a little bit cheaper to get it illegally. So, by tightening up gun laws, you're not going to reduce crime. You're actually going to increase it. Okay? if you allow law-abiding citizens to obtain weapons easily, or easier, I should say, with proper background checks in place and stuff like that, then I think a lot of these things will start to fit. Okay? I mean, like here, take a state like Pennsylvania. Now, even though it's a fucking blue state, the gun laws in PA are very red. Okay? It's an open carry state. You don't see this shit happening in Pennsylvania very often. You know why? Because you'll get shot. You don't see this shit. I mean, in Texas, yeah, some places, but a lot of those Texans are packing. So, certain areas, they ain't fucking around. Okay? Look, you can't get rid of crazy people, unfortunately. Believe me, even the Wu flu couldn't do it. But tightening up gun laws, coming after people's Second Amendment rights, that ain't the way to go. So hopefully, Biden and his left-wing communists, because let's fucking face it. Let's stop calling the left Democrats. Okay, let's call them what they are: fucking socialists. It's the Socialist Party, and if we let this go on, it'll eventually be the Communist Party. Okay, so let's call them what the fuck they are. Stop calling them Democrats and call them fucking socialists, because that's what they are. So hopefully socialist pricks are unsuccessful in stifling our Second Amendment rights. That's all I got to say on that. Next stop. I damn near fell off the fucking couch the other day when I saw this. They are making a children's book about Dr. fucking Svachim Fauci. Okay? There's fuckstick. First they pull all the Dr. Seuss books, because those are racist. Can't have racist children's books. So they make one about Fauci. It's called How a Boy from Brooklyn Became America's Doctor. You don't understand how much it irks me that it gives me this fucking knot right in my chest that this son of a bitch is from the fucking neighborhood. You have no idea. So it's fungal. I want to kill him. So, the book should really be titled How a Jerk-Off from Brooklyn Grew Up and Became America's Jerk-Off. His fucking asshole. Okay? I don't know. They're making a children's book about it. Imagine this shit. God almighty. What the fuck is the world coming to? Next stop. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Well, it's a red letter day down in Sesame Street. Sesame Street this week unveiled its first Black Muppets. Personally, I don't know what took so long. Okay? You got Muppets in every other fucking color. You got orange, yellow, purple, blue. So then they have a couple of black ones now. So there's some black Muppets that moved down to Sesame Street. Well, there goes the fucking neighborhood, kids. Property values are gonna drop. Crime rates gonna go up. I'm just kidding. Settle the fuck down. Don't go, oh my God, he's going racist again. Woo, shit, this motherfucker, he going racist. No. It's just, that was a joke. It's funny. If you're black and you laugh and you have a good sense of humor. If you're not laughing, then go fuck yourself. What do you want me to tell you? But listen, I'll say this. Hey, I don't have a problem with this. Black Muppets, blue Muppets, purple Muppets. Who gives a fuck, right? But listen, if Bert and Ernie are suddenly victims of a home invasion, Elmo gets mugged in a parking lot, Abby ends up pregnant and has a two-tone Muppet baby, and Big Bird ends up on heroin, I'm going to have some fucking questions. Okay? Just saying. Cookie Monster gets jacked for his cookies. Don't kill Elmo. Anyway, your sports update. Okay, kids. Islanders are now in first place. There's a fucking shock. The Rangers moved up to fifth after administering another beating to the Flyers last night. That was a nice game. Listen, if the Rangers keep playing this way, they might have a shot. They might. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but they might. All right, kids, listen, let's talk a little football. I know it's early. I know it's 6 days before, baseball season starts officially. But let's talk a little football for a second, okay? Drew Brees officially retired from the Saints. I failed to mention that last week, but we all saw it coming. Drew Brees is one of my favorite quarterbacks next to Eli Manning. I'm a huge Saints fan as well as a Giants fan, so, it was a little bittersweet. He had a good career. He did bring home a Super Bowl to New Orleans right after Katrina when they needed it the most. So, for that, I really give the guy a lot of respect. So, it was kind of sad to see him go. But since he's officially retired, the Saints are going to be looking for a new quarterback. So, it's down to two. Okay, two candidates, Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, who was actually mentored by Brees. He's a good kid. I like this kid. Okay? He's got heart. So I think he's definitely their front runner. And if they pick him, remember you heard it on the Friday wrap-up first. You give this kid a couple of seasons to develop, to get his legs underneath him, and don't be surprised if they win another Super Bowl. So I'll be looking forward to that. Now this news just titillated the fuck out of me. If you're in my age group, I'm 43 years old. You remember when boxing used to be fucking boxing, right? Like when you had, heavyweight fucking boxing matches. Iron Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Foreman, Riddick Bowe. I mean, they were fucking wars back then. Not this little panty waist bullshit that they got this welterweight crap, where they fucking hug each other for 8 rounds. And please don't even get me started on fucking UFC. All that is gay grappling, okay? That's just gay porn, okay? That's all the UFC is. It's fucking gay porn. If you're gay and you're into that, hey, good for you. I'm not judging. Knock yourself out. You sit there, tug it out a little bit, have a good time. Watch them roll around and straddle each other and rub their crotches on each other's face. But boxing, when I was a kid, okay, back when they had real heavyweight fights, that was something you lined up for that. That was an event, okay? Even though Mike Tyson's fights usually lasted about 4 seconds, they were still good fights. So, Iron Mike Tyson and Evander the Commander Holyfield are finally reuniting for the rematch of the century on Memorial Day weekend. I cannot wait for this, because both of these two motherfuckers still look like they're in their prime. Okay, I know they're like in their 50s. It's an exhibition bout, I get it. But I mean, these two motherfuckers are huge. I mean, I would, listen, not many people I would not square up with. I wouldn't really want to square up with these two fucking guys unless I was toting 2 fucking, shotguns in each hand. Okay? They could do some damage. So I'm waiting for this. And Mike Tyson said he's going to use the money from his fight to launch his new pancake syrup company. Oh, what the fuck is that? We're going to talk about COVID nose masks. Mexico's scientific contribution to the fucking wolf flu. So Mexican researchers have found that even though you have to wear a fucking mask, now we're saying wear 2 masks, 3 masks, 8 masks, 9 masks, that when people are at restaurants, right, they sit down, because if you sit down, you can take your mask off because you can't get the COVID virus that way. It only gets you if you're standing. If you're sitting, you can't so you can take the mask off. But some people are still a little uncomfortable about that. They want to be able to eat but still be protected. So they want to be able to protect at least their nose. So Mexican researchers have developed a new kind of fucking COVID mask, the COVID nose mask. It looks like a fucking thong that you wear across your nose. It's like an eye patch. What? How much fucking tequila and marijuana were these motherfuckers on when they came up with this idea? Can I know? What asshole is going to walk around wearing this, or sitting in a restaurant wearing it? If this catches on here, okay? If I see somebody wearing this, I'm going to smash their fucking head through the table, okay? Seriously, this is insane. Okay, no wonder why people can't wait to get out of Mexico and cross the border over here. Holy shit, if this is what they got as far as fucking scientists in Mexico, I'd fucking run too. Holy fuck. I always say it. And I know it's going to sound terrible, but how many Mexican doctors do you know? Go to a hospital. Go ahead. Count them. You won't have to use one hand. Okay? I'm telling you. But this is Mexico's contribution to the fucking wolf flu. I tell you what, here's my contribution to the wolf flu. Like, you know when you're wearing a mask, right? And you walk out, we all wear them now. Sometimes people smile at you. Now, I'm not a smiley kind of guy. I don't smile at nobody. I just fucking, like, leer at them. As a matter of fact, I don't even take my sunglasses off. So I really look like I'm fucking ready to kill somebody. But, you know, sometimes people are unsure. Like, you smile at somebody. You don't know if they can fucking see it. You just look weird now. You know, especially if you're smiling at someone who's Oriental and you squint your eyes. Now they think you're making fun of them. And it contributes to that Asian hate type of thing. Well, Uncle Tommy has come up with a life hack just for you guys. I've developed a new COVID mask, okay, in spirit of the Mexican researchers. So here's my contribution to the wolf flu. I call it the friendly COVID mask. Check this out. It's just a prototype now, okay? So you take the mask. Watch this. This is great. Okay, you put it on. Look at that. See, it's covering everything on my face. And then if you want to smile, see? It's got a little smile in there. And if you want to sip your drink, see? Now that we're getting into iced coffee season, people want to get their coffee, walk around. Some people are terrified to take their mask off in public, but they still want to enjoy their beverage. Now you got this handy little flap. And there you go. Huh? That's my contribution to the wolf flu. So, I haven't given you guys a Dunkin' Donuts story lately. And you know what? It's because Dunkin' Donuts has been fairly... You know, I had a little bit of an issue in there the other day where the girl couldn't hear me because of her mask. Yeah. I went in there and I ordered coffee. Again, my coffee order is very fucking simple. Extra large, cream, no sugar. I don't know why I have to keep even fucking repeating myself. So I said that to her. And she goes, sugar? I said, no sugar. Extra sugar? I said, no sugar. So I pulled my mask down so she could see my lips. I said, no sugar. And she goes, extra sugar? I said, are you fucking deaf? She says, no, I can't hear you because of my mask. I went, whoa, you can't hear me because of your mask? She goes, yeah, I wear 2 masks. I said, you can hear me now, right? I said a lot of complex words just then. I said, but no, you have a problem understanding. I said, how about this? You understand this? You put sugar in my coffee, I'll come back and cut your fucking hands off. Did you understand that? That she understood, miraculously. So, but that's not what I was going to talk to you about. So I go to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, right? Standing online, there's this big kid in front of me. He's a black kid. He's got the braids and no, settle down. I'm not getting racist. And he's wearing, and this fucking irks the fuck out of me when I see this. It like triggers me. Like there are certain things that just fucking make me snap, and this is one of them. He's wearing sweatpants, and his fucking pants are under his ass. I could see his entire ass. I don't need this shit early in the morning, okay? So I can't fucking say, I can't keep my mouth shut. So I said, pull up your fucking pants, you degenerate. And he turned around and he goes, what'd you say? I said, you fucking heard me, you deaf and stupid, pull your fucking pants up. What's the matter with you? He goes, hey, why I gotta do that? I said, because you look like a fucking faggot. And he says to me, he goes, yeah, that's racist. I said, I didn't call you a black faggot. I called you a fucking faggot. There's a difference. I said, and here's why I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. I'm going to educate you people. I just yelled at him until he pulled his fucking pants up. I wasn't going to give this kid an education because he was too fucking stupid to understand words. He pulled his pants up and looked at me kind of sideways. I said, keep walking, and he fucking walked out. I don't play that shit. But here's what drives me crazy about this. Okay, and white kids do it too. A lot of these fucking young kids do it, and they don't know why they're doing it, and it drives me insane. Here's what that actually means. When you see people walking with their pants under their ass, that's a prison thing. Okay? In a joint, if you're in a joint and you see guys walking around with their pants under their fucking ass, that means they're receivers. They're cows. It means they like it in the fucking ass. They're ready to catch. Okay, so that's how they signal the other guys that, you know, hey, I'm down for a good time. Okay, they walk around with their pants under their ass. So and I blame the fucking hip-hop culture because they see this, they go, oh, yo, man, that's tough. Yo, that's gangster. That's how we gonna do our shit, too. We're gonna wear our pants under our ass. What they don't know is that they're telling the world, hey, I like little things in my ass. Okay? You know, they don't know that. So they think it looks cool. Meanwhile, you walk around, people who come out of the joint, see this? They fucking laughing at these kids. Okay? Now, listen, I grew up in a neighborhood. I know a thing or two about being tough. And all of our fucking pants were on our waist. Okay? So this is just fucking... First of all, it makes no sense. How do you get your shit out of your pocket? Like, these people, they gotta walk like they're holding in a crap. Okay? They gotta spread their legs so their pants don't fall down while they're walking, or they gotta hold on to them. I saw a kid the other day, a white kid, skinny kid, he's got his jeans under his ass. He goes to reach into his back pocket to get his wallet. He's got to fucking bend all the way down. And he almost pulled his fucking pants down. Again, I lost my fucking mind. Listen, if you have children, learn them right, learn them now. Okay? Tell them not to be sensitive. Not to have feelings. You're not allowed to have feelings until you're about 35. Stop it with your fucking feelings. Okay? Stop overusing the word racist. It doesn't mean, it's not a generic term. Okay? And for fuck's sake, pull your goddamn pants up. Well, that's been your Friday wrap-up. Hope you enjoyed this lovely spring weather. And I'll see you when I see you.